Hello, my name is Ben McGahee with McGahee Mathematics, and today's video lesson is on order of operations. So, in real life, there's certain things that you do in order, like things that you do during the day. You wake up, take a shower, get dressed, you eat breakfast, and then you head out the door to go to school or to work. So, order is very important in what you do, because if you do things out of order, you'll get a result that you might not like. Saying if you get dressed and then you take a shower, you get your clothes wet, so that's why you take the shower first, then you get dressed. So that way you're dry and clean. So we're going to go over a little acronym, to help us memorize order of operations. And that acronym is called Pemdas. Some people memorize it as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. You might have heard that before. But let's see what each of these letters stand for. So the first letter is P, and that stands for parentheses. So parentheses is the first thing that you want to take care of in your order of operations. So doing everything inside the parentheses first. And then exponents is the second letter for E. So you want to do your exponents. So for example, if you have a number like 3, and then to second power, the number 2 is your exponent. That tells you how many times to multiply 3. So 3 squared, or 3 to the second power, is 3 times 3. Right? So that's the second letter. And then the third letter in order of operations is multiplication. So that's the times, multiplying, or you might say it as X for multiplying. So that's those two symbols. And then the fourth operation we use is D for division. So you have your division sign, and the two dots and a line between, or you may have a slash, indicating division. Then you have addition, and that's A, so plus sign. And then subtraction, minus sign, take away. So these are our order of operations, and we have to do them in this order to get the correct answer. If we don't do them in this order, we end up getting a different number, and then we get the wrong answer. So we have to do our things in the correct order, all of our calculations in that order to get the right answer. So we're going to do just a quick problem here to see how to use order of operations. So if we have 2 to the 4th power, and then plus, we have parentheses 17 minus 5, and then times 3 divided by 9. So we have different operations here. You see that we have addition, we have subtraction, we have multiplication, we have division, we have exponent, and we have a set of parentheses. So just looking at our list here, the first thing we need to do is parentheses. So we look at the parentheses here, and we see that that is 17 minus 5. So we do that part first. So 17 minus 5 is 12. So there's our first step. And then the next thing we see on our list we need to do is exponent. So we see an exponent here with 2 to the 4th power. So 2 4th power, that equals 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So that equals 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, that's 8. And 8 times 2 is 16. So 2 to the 4th is 16. Okay. So then we look at multiplication. Do we have any multiplication? Yes, we do. We have times 3 and 9. So we do see multiplication because from the parentheses with 17 minus 5 we got 12. So now we take 12, multiply that by 3. That'll give us 36. So just bringing this down, we have 16 plus 36 from 12 times 3, then divided by 9. And then we see the next one is to do is division. So we have 36 divided by 9. We do this part first. And 36 divided by 9, that's going to be 4. So we have 16 plus 4. And then the last one is just addition or subtraction. There's no subtraction at the end, but we did have it in the beginning. But addition would be our last operation to do, so we have 16 plus 4, that equals 20. So 20 would be our final answer, our number for doing order of operations in this problem. A quick note I want to make here is that these last 4 operations here, the multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction, like if you have multiplication, division, say you have division first, multiplication second, they might be in different order. You always want to go left to right. And the same is true for addition and subtraction. So if you see whatever you see first, do that and work left to right. So like for example, if you have 35 divided by 5 times 8, Even though it says in order of operations that multiplication comes before division, we see division's first and multiplication second. So what we need to do is work left to right. So we end up doing the 35 divided by 5 first, and then we get 7, and then multiply that by 8. We know times tables, right? 7 times 8, that's 56. So that would be our answer for that example. So even though multiplication and division were out of order, we saw division first and then multiplication second. We had to work from left to right to get our final answer. And the same is true with the addition and subtraction. So let's do a quick example of that just to make sure we're all on the same page here. So if you have say 62 minus 19 plus 10. Well, what you do is you can work from left to right, so you could do 62 minus 19. You do that subtraction. So 9 don't go from 2, can't subtract that. So we have to borrow, make 5, and 12 plus, 2 plus 10 is 12, right? And then 12 minus 9 is 3, and 5 minus 1 is 4, so that's 43. So we have 43 plus 10, and then that'll give us 53. So we could, on the other hand, we could add negative 19 plus 10, add those together, and we get negative 9. So when you're adding, subtracting numbers with opposite signs, you gotta subtract and take the sign of the larger number. So 19 minus 10, so 19 minus 10 is 9, but since 19 is the larger number and it's negative, that means it's negative 9. And then you do 62 minus 9. And it's again, 9 can't take 9 from 2, so you gotta borrow, make that a 6 of 5, and that's 12, and you get 3. So you still get 53. You still get the same answer. The one thing you don't want to do is do 62 minus, and then do parentheses, 19 plus 10. Now, this will give you an entirely different number, or different answer, because you have to do parentheses first. You have to do 19 plus 10, and that's going to be 29. And then you do 62 minus 29. subtract, so 9 can't go from 2. Then you have to bar from 6 and make it a 5, and that becomes a 12. And 12 minus 9 is 3, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So you end up getting, 33 for that answer, which is not equal to 53, what we have down here. So so here, you can group them together, and later on we'll talk about properties of the real numbers, what we can do, and where the order doesn't matter. But you see with the parentheses, when you group these two together, you won't get the same answer as if you were to group the other two together, like right here. So it's just something that you need to be careful with, and just make sure that you start with parentheses first. Exponents, multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, and that if you have two of these operations right next to each other, always go left to right with multiplication, division, and addition and subtraction. So hopefully this lesson on order of operations help you find the right number that you're looking for when you do your problems. Again, my name is Ben McGahee with McGahee Mathematics, and I look forward to presenting you more video lessons on math. Take care.